Hi, uh, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Welcome back to Unlocking Jenkins Pipeline Secret Series. In the previous series, we discussed about what is variables in Jenkins, right? Today, we will expand and will explore more information about what are the different types of variables, how to declare variables inside the pipeline structure, and how to define those variables, and we will see those things very practically. So before dive into the practical part, let's summarize or let us revise the few things about pipeline structure. As you know very well, the pipeline basically contains three sections. One is sections, second one is directives, third one is steps. In the section In the section, I already mentioned the section always defines the pipeline structure because, as you know, whether you are talking about the declarative pipeline or scripted pipelines, most of the times we are focusing on the combinations, is right? Declarative pipeline with the groovy combination. So, in the declarative pipeline, the section always defines the structure. So, where we can group all kind of different directives and also steps. That's we can say section contains the directives and steps. So we are going to group the things inside it. And that section in general it contains the following keywords like stages and steps and post section. Yeah, we will see practically what is the use of post section and how to use the steps and how to declare the stages. So that's called section. And second one is the directives. Today we'll introduce one directive in the pipeline. I will explain very practically. Here, what is the directive? So directive always defines the configuration key point. So keep this point. It always defines the key configuration. So configuration, please note it down this point, key configuration. So we have various directives are there. The directives will define the behavior of your pipeline. Behavior in the sense what? How you define the behavior? So that's why you should understand a key directives inside your pipeline. One is environment. Today we'll introduce the what is the use of environment directives and what are the options and what are the parameters and how to define the triggers and how to define the cron tabs and tools and inputs and when and stage. These are all. I think so. There are 9 directives are there. Each and every directive defines its own configuration. So if you want to pass multiple values to the stages, if you want to execute the stages against the different parameters, how to? I want to configure my pipeline with the different tools in my project environment. How? How to take the input from the user during the approval time and how to keep my conditions inside the pipeline in order to execute my script and how to configure my own custom variables as well as environment variables which includes the predefined and user defined across the stages or stage or globally. Now the final is steps. The final is steps. Steps are very important, you know very well. If I don't have steps, then obviously you cannot run the task. So steps basically an action. So you can perform individual tasks that are executed within the stage. So the inside the stage we include some commands actually, shell commands or Groovy script commands and pipeline steps, environment variables, file operations, notifications, and artifactory archiving and so on. So that's why we have predefined DSL steps are there actually. If you speak DSL steps actually. There are two types actually. One is a predefined, which comes with the implicit DSL. Suppose whenever you install a Jenkins, Jenkins automatic comes with its own DSL statement. Second one is whenever you install the third-party plugins, automatically you will get another DSL steps. That's always remember it. One is implicit. I can say right. So implicit DSL. It means along with the Jenkins software, whenever you install the Jenkins automatically by enabling some plugins, default plugins, then you will see the DSL statement. Almost we have 60 or 70 plus DSL statements are there. Second one is when you install the plugin, whenever you install the plugin, automatically some kind of DSL statements will be available. That's so Jenkins is a vast tool, but you need to explore the relevant tools like Docker related DSL, Kubernetes related, Ansible related, cloud related, Terraform related, as well as your build tool related and source code level related, as well as server related. So you maybe remember some 50, 20 or 30, but when the practice is getting more and more into your hands on, definitely you will understand the importance of DSL statements. And so hope you understand. So one is the the use of directives, like what is a section, what is the directives, and what are the steps. That's just like in a recap. But today we'll focus on the how to declare my variables in the pipeline. How to declare variables in the pipeline. This is most important. As in the previous discussion, we already introduced a predefined environment variables using env, right? We we discussed like env is a predefined Groovy object. Using env, we are trying to uh, we are trying to print a predefined environment variables which is supported by the Jenkins. So environment is the one of the key element, one of the key word actually. So using env dot a build number or build ID or branch name. So always remember, guys, you have to explore more predefined environment variables, and you need to keep such things inside your pipeline. Otherwise, you cannot give the better output as a format to the specific teams. So that's okay. That those are all predefined. But what if I want to develop my own variables? So I want to keep my own variables inside my stage level or steps level. That's why we are classifying the variables into three types. One is the global level or pipeline level. The second one is a stage level variable. And the third one is a steps level. Global level variable or pipeline level and stage level and steps level. It clearly says that global variable in this sense, it is accessible to across all the stages, right? Used to access across all stages. Very simple, global. Now, how to declare a global variable? So let us go and start with the first global variables. Then we'll talk about the stage level and the steps level. So here, stage level in the sense used to access the variable from specific stage only, specific stage. This third one is the steps level. Steps level in the sense within the steps block. So if you want to access the variable within the steps block, just like you can say local, I can say right, it's a local variable. Local in the sense within the step block. Suppose we have to open right, so we have to open the steps block within the steps block if you want. So you cannot access across the stage. So remember global in the sense you can access all the stages. Suppose you return a build stage and test stage and package stage. delivery stage, and other things like how many number of stages you define in the pipeline. If you want to access across all the stages, you have to go with the global level. Now you may get one question in your mind: how to access, how to declare before that, before accessing, how to declare the global variables. I said, yes, if you want to declare a global variables in your pipeline, you need to introduce one directive called as a environment directive. Environment directive. Environment directives. So let us start with how to use environment directives. Using environment directives, how to declare and how to access the global variables. Let's connecting to our Jenkins server. Yeah, this is, let me log on to my Jenkins server. So hope you remember that there are three types of variables: global level, second one is the stage level, and steps level. And here I want to say one thing. So once you understand the pipeline structure in a systematic way, it's a very easy to build a complex pipeline structure also. So that's why I said in the beginning. So instead of rushing the pipeline on the fly, suppose if I write a 200 lines without any proper sequence. So most of the pipelines, most of guys may focus only on simple output, right? Compile stage and test stage, and generates the custom image and deploy the push the images to the Docker Hub and clone the try to download that image into the Kubernetes cluster and deploy it. But if you go to the reality, if you go to the corporate culture, the pipeline is always a bigger and bigger. So it is always best practices to understand the logic, what are the various functions, and what are the various shared libraries, and what are the various if conditions and for loops. So writing the pipeline is our art. So you need to build your pipeline structure according to your application demand. That moment you should understand the behavior of the Groovy as well as the behavior of the pipeline. So simply it is not open the braces and close the braces with the 20 lines. So that's why we are going to keep our sections as a brick by brick so that you will get a clarity over it. Okay. Now let us go to the stage level. So sorry, not stage level. So let me log on to the Jenkins as an administrator. Here, when you log on to the Jenkins as an administrator, let us go and create one pipeline. The pipeline is, you know that it's not a freestyle, guys, right? So the first step is, so declare, how to declare the global variables in Jenkins in pipeline structure. So as usual, we are talking about declarative pipeline. In the declarative pipeline, we are going to start which keyword actually? Pipeline. Pipeline is a this is this is our structure. Within the pipeline, you need to write down the agent init. Here, agent also will discuss, but as a beginner, as a starters like us, we need to explore the fundamental things slowly, and we'll try to cover it. So under agent, keep this point. You need to write environment directive like this. Remember this point. So if you want to declare a variable across all the stages, you have to use a directive called the environment directive. Within the environment directive, you have to define the variable name. Variable name is equal to value. That's all. So once you declare the variable value here, once you declare a variable inside the environment directive, and rest of the stages, for example, rest of the stages, you can access it. Now here stage one, yes, we can access here. We can access that global variable. Can access the global variable. So very simple. So if you want access, suppose I open another stage, for example, stage two. So within this stage two also, if you want to access, very simple. Uh, number of how many number of stages open, you can access that global variable. So if you have multiple stages inside the stages, so you have a build stage, like we have compile stage, we have build stage, we have test stage. Across how many number of stages you define doesn't matter. If you want to access a variable across all the stages, first of all you have to declare environment directives. After agent, you have to open environment directives. And within this environment directives, you can. Here, one question you may get a picture. You may get one question in mind. So inside the environment, is it only user-defined variable? Because we introduce the user-defined variable. And the earlier session we discussed about what is a predefined environment variables, what is env object, how to access the environment env-vars.html. So using env dot en through env object, we are accessing the predefined variable. Now you may get one question: can I declare my own user-defined environment variables? Yes. Can I use or can I initialize my predefined environment variables? Yes, we can. So that's why environment is a predefined directives that helps a lot how to initialize the variables. So right now our focus is on today. We focus on what is the global variable, what is the stage level variable, and what is the script level. So we'll discuss each and every key point. So let us go practically. So I'm going to create a new item. So new item in the sense here, we are going to create the job. You know very well how many types of jobs are there in the Jenkins. So one is a pipeline job, freestyle job, Maven project, multi-branch pipeline, multi-configurations, and folders, right? GitHub organizations, multi-job. Like we have different types of uh, jobs are there. So if you want to create a new job, you need to go and click on the new item. That's why if you recollect my previous discussions, there are two types of plugins, like a job DSL plugin and a pipeline DSL plugin. Remember one point in the beginning, a number of times I said, a number of times I revised the word called pipeline. So pipeline itself is a plugin. Is a plugin. If you didn't install, if you didn't enable this plugin as a pipeline in your declarative, you cannot see the pipeline structure. And here we are going to talk about the declarative pipeline and scripted pipeline. So we are started with the declarative pipeline. Suppose some of guys may not have interest towards writing the declarative pipeline in the Jenkins window. So we are facing very problem and we are very difficult to remember it. Even there is no intelligence, intelligence, right? IntelliSense in the sense like auto completion. Suppose whenever I write down the pipeline, it automatically comes along with all the structure automatically. So if you want to use it, you have to go with the external third-party editors. I will tell you that we can go with the VS Code. You can go with the VS Code, right? Okay, wait, I will show you. So remember one thing: if you don't want to develop the code inside the pipeline window, you come out of the pipeline window and you go with your own favorite supporting Jenkins features like Microsoft Visual Code, and you can enable your extensions and you can build the pipeline. So go back here. Yes, I'm going to suppose uh, variable demo, and I'm going to select the pipeline. Just click on OK. Here we are using guys pipeline. We are using Jenkins as a 2.462.1. 2.462.1. So that is also one thing you have to remember when you attend an interview. They'll ask these questions: what kind of version you are using. And one more thing I already mentioned very clearly: we are talking about Jenkins 2. There are three powerful tools you have to explore very clearly: Jenkins 2, Jenkins X, Argo CD. So right now, if you are working on the cloud and native applications, the modern CI/CD pipelines always revolve around its Jenkins X as well as Argo CD. So that's why YAML-based deployment, YAML-based deployment, XML-based deployment. So each and every job in the Jenkins is saved in the form of XML, and we are trying to do it. But externally, we are writing the code in the Groovy pipeline, right? This is something like a declarative pipeline. If you don't like it, you can go with the YAML based. So if you want to go with the YAML based syntax, you either go through Argo CD or Jenkins X. Okay. Now let us go to your pipeline here. So let me. So here I'm trying to with the. I'm going to start building the declarative pipeline with the global variable global variables. So initially, you need to start with the pipeline keyword and agent any, and here environment. This is environment. So environment is a predefined directive. For example, uh, here I just declare, suppose uh, I declare name is equal to, suppose, IT engineers 99. So this is my variable. You can declare n number, right? Suppose you declare the git URL, you declare the global credentials like username and passwords. That's a lot of stuff is there. So I said in the beginning, I want to explain the concepts in a sequential way. So who are having some patience, you can try to follow it. If you don't have time, then I'm very sorry. As we discussed, this channel is completely dedicated to the real time as well as real info. I want to explain the things which required to the real environment. So now, so this is called environment. Now, if you want to access that, suppose let me open the stages. Under stages, stage. Suppose stage is, for example, checkout. So, or you can say like stage one. As of now, first we go with the beginner level. So then I will explain how to integrate this script with the tools as well as real time. And inside the stage, you write down the steps, right? Now, if you want to access that variable, echo my variable value is, yes. How to access it? How to access this variable? Very simple. Dollar. Dollar. Multiple times I said in the previous demonstration also, dollar is the kind of special character you need to use to point your variables, isn't it? So dollar, you can slightly use a variable name. Suppose my variable name is name. That's all. If you observe this syntax in the previous discussion, we use env dot. Suppose, now let me open another stage, the stage. So I'm giving like a stage 2. In the stage 2 also, if you want to access, yes, same. Inside the stage, write down the steps. Under stage, echo my variable. I'm sorry. So my variable is dollar dollar. Suppose I don't want to use very simple syntax. So dollar, you can use start the braces, env dot name, because here in the previous steps I use dollar with the variable which is pointing to the global variable, or you can also use env object as you like it. So now the question here is So if you declare a variable within the environment directives, if you declare multiple variables here, if you want to use that same variable across the stage 1, stage 2, so on stage n, environment directive will help you. So let me apply and save it. Sorry. So hope you understand the key point is, what is the key point? Global or pipeline level variable. So very, very important point. So, sir, I don't want to use the same variable across all the stages. I don't want. But I want to declare my specific variable to my specific stage only. That moment we have to navigate to the stage level variable. So, if you want to declare a global variables, what is the things we used? Environment, environment directives. So directives always explains the behavior like configurations, right? Configuration of your pipeline. That's why here within this environment, no restrictions, right? You can declare in generally, you can declare a predefined, we can declare a predefined variable and we can access across all the stages, or we can define our user defined variable. So hope you understand this. Just go back to our pipeline window and let me execute that. There is a build now button or link. If I click on build now, it's going to execute. Right here, have you observed this build number hash one, and you got some timestamp. A lot of people may ignore this. So this is a hash, and this is called a tag, a timestamp. So that's why some of guys may ask these questions. Hey, what is the differences between the build number and build ID? So build number and build ID are the two predefined Jenkins environment variables. That's why I said if your intention is only concentrating on the fly, 30 or 1 hour is enough. Just like open all the stages and you can declare your Jenkins inside the Jenkins pipeline. You can declare your what all the stages like compile stage and build stage and test stage and finally deployment. But I think so that kind of exploration may not help if you want to crack the Jenkins interview or if you want to explore more deeply into your real environment. You should have a strong hold on your groovy, right? That's the reason we are going to talk. We are going to discuss each and every key point in a systematic way. That's the reason I don't want to simply check out the code. If I simply explain the checkout, it's a matter of 1 minute. So my intention is not like that. So hope you understand. So looking at if you go to the console output. So how many stages we used here? I think so. We use different stages like two stages like a stage one and a stage two, right? Of course, you can open a number of stages also. Multiple stages open it. So it doesn't matter how many number of stages you open it. If you want to access that variable across all the stages, you have to use environment directives. That's environment directives help you to initialize your own variable. That's why we are talking about the variables from the declarative pipeline. In the declarative pipeline, Jenkins provides three ways. One is a stage level, steps level, and a pipeline level or global level. The word only says that global level. Multiple stages are there. If you want to access the same variable across the different stages, we go for. Now see, so here my variable value is IT engine is 99, and also see our stage is a stage 1. Within the stage 1, I'm going to access the value, and inside the stage 2, same value I'm going to access. So finally my pipeline is success. So if you have a multiple stages like a stage 1 and stage 2, if you want to access, you can. Now another point you may get in your mind. Sir, I want to access my own variable within the specific stage only, not all the stages. I don't want to go for globally. Then try to go with the stage level. Then how to declare the stage level? Then again, you just go back to our pipeline structure. So how to uh, declare our own stage level variables. So if you want to declare our own stage level, very simple. Within the stage, you try to open the environment tag. Sorry, environment directives. That's all. So now, so you may be, as of now, you may be comment this. You may be comment this, and we will see. So if you want to access a stage level only, then you can open the environment directory within the stage. Now you may get one question. Is it possible to use a combination of the three things like a global variable and a stage level variable? Yes, we'll see. That's why it's very practical. These are all very practical things, and it's not able to finish it in a one single series. That's why we explain it and we title as a unlocking Jenkins secrets. We will get a lot of series, guys. You try to use it if it is really help you. Now go back. So try to go and click on the configure. And if you observe, guys, when you are configuring something in the Jenkins, you try to navigate around the tree in the sense what are the various sections and what are the various links are there, what are the options, and especially if you don't understand the UI window, if you don't understand the Jenkins UI window, so it's maybe difficult for you to configure something because 60 to 70% we use a configuration as a programming. We use scripting to configure a jobs, but we are going to execute the jobs, right? At moment we need to know how to learn how to use a Jenkins UI window also. So that's why now. So as of now, I'm trying to I'm trying to copy this. Control C. I'm just deleting, right? So that's why I'm saying first I will try to explain you the simple things in easy way. Then we'll combine the both things, right? Combination of environment variables like which includes the global and the stage level. So now inside the stage here I'm trying to I'm going to pass it. So keep this point. So within the stage, if you are declare the environment directives, that stage only can able to access the variable. So just go and apply and save it. So I hope you understand the key point is, so in the global level, so in the global level, if you declare variable in the global level, all the stages will be accessible. If I don't want to access all the stages, then we have to declare stage level. So stage level is used to access the variable from specific stage only. So as you know very well, suppose I open a deployment stage. In the deployment stage, I want to deploy to the production server. In the production server, there are some specific credentials I require as a flags. Some flags are there. Some flags is essential to go ahead with my production environment. That moment, I cannot keep the stage level variable across the global because those variables are very sensitive and we don't require to the rest of the stages. That's why stage level. That's why again I'm repeating, writing the pipeline is art. Whether it's a declarative pipeline or scripted pipeline, even if you go to the deploy code pipeline in the AWS environment, even go with the GitLab, whatever your favorite CI/CD pipeline, CI/CD tool like even Argo CD, whatever the tool you like it, you should explore the multiple stages and these stages how it's going to be resolve your application level issues. If you don't understand such things, you cannot write down the complex structure. Go back go back and see. If you go and click on the build now I'm going to run build now. When I execute the build now, see, I got an error called, so build 2, like stage 2 is failed. So let us go and see the errors. So why this stage 2 is fail. So but if you are looking at what we discussed, like we open the pipeline, then we open the agent array, then we open the stages. Within the stages, we open the stage, right? Within the stage, we open the environment, right? Within the environment, we declare a tool, something like a name is equal to some value. Then we open the steps, isn't it? We open the steps. Within the steps, we are trying to access it. But see what's error actually. So now we go to the console output. So global variable, stage level variable, and steps level variables. Keep this point. So why I'm stressing multiple times? Who are very beginner to the pipeline, they may be understand. That's the reason I'm trying to stretch the multiple times. So here the global and stage level and steps level. Steps level is a different. So when I explain the steps level, you will understand the need of Groovy. So why we can't access the steps. Even if you declare a variable across the different stages, suppose stage level or global level, sometimes you may be declare the same variable name. If I declare same variable name, you may get some collision, right? Names collision. You need to resolve it. That's why strictly if I speak, suppose I simply we are talking about variable. What variable generally contains? Variable contains the name of the variable, what type of type it is, okay, what are the different types of values you are initializing, and the scope of the variable. We are talking about scope only. Scope in the sense existence of the variable. In the pipeline, what is your scope? Someone asks you. Yes, my scope is a global level. My scope is a stage level. My scope is a step level. Even lifetime. If I declare a variable within the stage level, what is the lifetime of the variable? And the storage area where my variables are stored in the pipeline. So if suppose if we are not initialize the variables, is there any default values are initialized by the Groovy or initialize your pipeline? You need to think about that. So that's why you should not blindly declare a variable and you cannot blindly print it. You need to understand such key things. Go back and see there is a error called expected stage. So stage 1 and environment. Something we done a mistake. But if you see, if you observe these errors, so this is not very straight one. So who are not having idea about programming part, who are not having idea about exception handling, who are not having idea about something which is close to the Groovy or declarative level. How? That's why if you don't understand this kind of programming, it's very difficult for you to fix it. So hope you understand my highlighted points. So if you want to learn one tool, learn the one tool very effectively. If you want to learn Kubernetes deeply, you learn one Kubernetes very deeply, right? Because if you go to the project environment, someone will give different projects will have different responsibilities. So one of the responsibilities is Groovy. Then you can write down the whole Groovy pipelines. Some team may ask you like, please focus on the Kubernetes declarative, like a Kubernetes YAML file development. Then you should be very strong in the YAML file. Now, what is error? It is expecting something, right? Expected a stage. So let us go back. What is our syntax? What is our script? What exactly we created? So that's why first you do some mistakes. Once you do the mistakes, you will get some troubleshoot. So uh, don't expect the answers. Don't expect the output on the fly. If you are seeking the output in the sense, sorry, you don't understand the subject. You didn't get the subject. So go back to the configure and even see when you are working on the Jenkins, you may be see different types of build status like a lost build, successful build, stable builds, fail builds. So even you should understand. Even there are certain times you need to explain very clearly about the build status to your developers. So that's in which cases I can say my build is success, in which cases my build is going to be unstable. How to keep my build is unstable. So that's a lot of that's we should not blindly. So just copy this, Control C. So just paste here and let us try to view it where we done mistake. See, isn't so pipeline isn't any inside the stages. So here we forgot to start like this. We forgot to start the braces, right? Then environment start and close. Okay. Then see here unnecessary brackets. Go back. So isn't any stages inside the stage you have to start the braces inside the braces. So inside the environment you can start, you can end, then you try to close it. Then steps gone, right? Steps, this is the steps was closed. Okay, and environment was closed, and I think so stage level also closed. If you're looking at stage, this is the one start and end, and the steps closed and the stage closed. So just scroll down, if you apply and save it. Now observe very carefully. So in the step one I use a name. Why? Because in the stage level we declare the environment directives. That environment directives are within the stage one only. So the dollar name, dollar is pointing to the variable. Which variable we initialize? Name. So it will print. But what about this stage? What about this stage? Because we discussed directives, we initialize within the stage only. So within that stage one only the variable will be accessed. But what about the stage two? Let us see. And go and click on build now. Now this time my stage 3 passed. But remember, I initialized a value within the specific stage called stage 1. So I maybe get output properly. But in the stage 2 env.name, let us see the output. So you'll get surprising. Hope you understand, right? So env.name within the stage 2 I never mention any directives. I never mention any environment directive. Let's go and see. Open the console output. So hope you understand. This is very essential point you need to observe. Don't blindly see the output. So in the previous script, I just declare environment within the stage 1 only. So that using dollar name, and even I mentioned different ways. You can slightly use the dollar with the name, like dollar with the variable, or start the braces env.name. So what stage level says that stage levels are stage level in the sense this variable access within the stage only. But what about this stage? I never mentioned any environment directives. Let's go. See, in the stage one, IT engine is 99, we got it. But in the stage 2, variable value is a null because you didn't initialize this. Here Jenkins pipeline, declarative pipeline, looking for is there any name inside the stage 2, but there is no name. but automatically it gets the null value. That's why, according to my explanation, if you didn't initialize the value to the variable, depends on the type of the variable, Jenkins automatically assign a default value called null. That's why, what is that null value? Or what kind of default values are going to initialize based on the data type? Based on the data type. So if you don't understand the data types, how can you build your declarative pipeline effectively? That's the reason this is a kind of series where we are going to explain each and every point in a systematic way. So that's where we'll discuss different types of groovy data types and how to use it. So okay, hope you understand, right? For example, there is a one more variable called a steps level. Suppose I want to access the variable within the steps only, like local variable. So if you want to declare a local variable, how can you do it? Again, go back to our variable demo. So what I'm trying to say here, I want to declare a third type. What is the third type? What is the third type? Steps level. Steps level. Steps level in the sense within the steps only I want access. Steps in the sense local. Local in the sense, to the specific block. So generally in the programming part, if you start the braces and the braces, it is become like a block, become like a block. So whenever you want to declare a variable within the block, then such variables are called as a local variables. That's why some of the guys will pronounce like this: global variables, stage level variables, and local variables. Let us go and discuss about how to declare the local variables in the Groovy. Now go back to the configure window. See here stable build, unsuccessful, successful. So every time when I explain some kind of uh, script as a snippets, lot of things I want to share with you guys. Those key points are very essential to the beginners. Maybe if you already know it, then very good. If you don't know anything about the Jenkins, then I think so it will help you a lot. Let us come back. So here, so I want to, so copy this. Suppose normal people get one more blind doubt. So okay, Srinivas, just delete this here, delete this, and start with agent any stages. Under stage there is a steps. Okay, inside the steps, suppose people may uh, get a doubt like this. So if you want to access variable within the steps, if you use environment, what happens? Remember it. Hope so. You will get error. But don't use environment directive for local variables. So first execute this, will get one doubt, one error. And even important tip is important tip. So important note is environment directives. Environment directive is only useful to access variables from global as well as stage level only. So environment directives can't. It doesn't work for the environment. Doesn't work for the steps level. Really? Okay. Just go and build now. Hope this time I should get error. See, we got error. Build 4. You got error. So keep this point always. So environment directive is only useful for accessing the variables for the global as well as stage level. Now you may get one question then, sir, how to declare a local variable within the step section? Then how to introduce a script. That's why if you don't understand this script block, why you are blindly by hearting? No need to by heart. Script block is essentially, especially designed to allow the Groovy. Suppose you are going to declare a groovy things. Entire pure native groovy if you want to declare, like data types, variables, loops, collections, list, exception handling, even closures, even your meta programming, everything, whatever the things you want, you can use a script block. So that's where to declare a local variable, to declare a groovy. If you want to declare a groovy syntax, you can use script block. So before that, what is our uh, what are the different types of errors it's showing? You just go and see it. And here I think so. Uh, this is a bit lengthy video. Why? Because if I give the 20 or 30 minutes video, sometimes the length of the video may not enough to complete the topic. So I want to complete the variable section, variable type section today. That's the reason I'm going to take. See, workflow script. So missing required parameter environment. So missing required parameter. What is missing? So if you understand exception handling, you can understand. But as a beginner, instead of focusing on that much complex things, say multiple compilation errors exception. Even they will ask question, hey, tell me something about what are the different challenges you faced during the pipeline development. What are the different challenges you faced while we are building the infrastructure as a code, or what are the various complexities you faced when you are when you are working on the Kubernetes. So when you practice the things, when you practice some scenarios based projects, then only you will able to explain it. Otherwise, it's a very difficult. Sorry. So what is the solution for that? What is the solution for that? Environment directives is only used for accessing the variable at the global level as well as a stage level. If you want to declare a variable at the steps level, you have to use a scripted block. Script block. Right. Go back. So now just just uh, see, I want to remove this environment here. So within the steps, I want to open the script block. See, I open the script. So here I declare, I'm using a def keyword. Looking at def. So a lot of people will get confused. What is def? Def is a keyword in the Groovy. Def is a keyword in the Groovy used to declare a variable. Declare a variable in the Groovy, especially in the steps level. You got my point, guys? So here, so instead of def, for example, go with a very simple name, and so name is equal to IT interface 99. So let will discuss def keywords. So now, see, this variable can be accessible within the steps only. Apply and save it. Now build now. So hope you understand three things: stage level variables, uh, global level variables, and script level, like steps level. If you want to declare and initialize and access the specific variable at specific steps, environment directives never help you. Okay, so that is for this series. And once you got some foundations, yes, we are going to uh, explain all the directives with lots of tool combinations. Hope you understand my intention. Our intention is wants to explain the things in a systematic way to build the most powerful and robust pipeline scripts. So, which I was promised in the beginning, Jenkins series, unlocking Jenkins secret is a big one. Hope who are wants to uh, explore your knowledge, then I think it will help you. If it works, please try to share and subscribe and like it. Otherwise, please ignore it. Just go and click on the bill now. Now see, this time I got the success. So Hope you understand. Before stopping this session, I want to summarize a few things. We are focused on the user-defined data types, user-defined variables. There are three levels: global level, stage level, steps level. So steps, you cannot use the environment directive for the script. For the steps, if you want to use it, you should use script block. So environment directive for the global and stage level. And if you want to access and if you want to declare, if you want to initialize the local variables, you have to use a script. Script block is not only for the local variables, you can invite the entire Groovy code. So that's the reason we are going to start the declarative. Next series, we'll talk about the Groovy data types with the combination of the tool interaction, like how to interact with the GitHub, how to clone my code from the GitHub, how to check my branch is exist or not. That's why I'm not moving, I'm not going far away from the reality. We are combining the both things. Okay. So thank you so much. And once you see the output, we'll stop this. Right. So hope you understand. So if you have any doubts, you please try to give the comments, and uh, and also I will try to share our Telegram link. If you really wants to follow me, just follow. We'll try to look on it. See, the pipeline variable is IT engine is 99, and the second stage we are not initialized, right? That's we are getting the null. So that's all, guys, and thank you so much. Let's catch you in the next session. Bye.